Hi, this is Garibay, and this is my spoiler-filled review of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. So I saw this film today, and it was really fantastic. I got to see this film with my father and my brother. It was really, really great. We really enjoyed watching it. And but this does have spoilers in it. If you haven't seen the movie, it's a 4 out of 5 star movie. It's definitely worth the $10. Go see it. But I did want to just kind of jump into it and give my my review of the film. One, I'm a huge fan of the Planet of the Apes. When I saw that they were bringing out Rise of the Planet of the Apes, what I did was I immediately went out and I watched all the old Planet of the Apes movies well before the new remake came out, before the first one with James Franco. And I was thrilled with the first movie. I thought it was fantastic. And this movie is better than the first one, considerably better. And I think the reason why is Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, they understand something about the series that I think is really, really genius. And that is that the star of this movie is Caesar. So Caesar is just this really super compelling character. Caesar, the ape, who's the leader of the apes, is a super compelling hero and a leader. And so I think one of the things that they're doing in with Caesar is a super smart leader, and so Caesar desires to lead from a perspective of intellect and from a perspective of wisdom. And so he surrounds himself with strong counsel, with good counselors and sages. But he's also understands the world, right? And I think any good, strong leader understands the modern world. And Caesar's a good leader, and so he understands the world. And there's this part where he talks about apes and leading apes, and he's talking to his son, and he says, you know, if you're going to lead apes always find the strongest branch. And so really, Caesar desires to lead from intellect and wisdom, but in this world you have to lead from strength, and people respond. They said in the movie that apes respond to strength, and so he has to lead through strength. And so there are times where he has to just give another ape a beat down for no other reason than to lead this pack of apes. And he gets really frustrated with that. He doesn't like it, but he also understands that this is a complicated world and you got to do what you got to do. And so Caesar is just really compelling. Andy Serkis, who does the motion capture for Caesar, just fantastic. He does such a great job with it. I really think he does deserve an Oscar. This movie was really, really good. I really enjoyed every minute of it, except the ending. The ending went in a little bit different direction than I wish it would. In the end, of course, so throughout the film, basically there's this extremely compelling villain named Koba. And so Koba, and the villain is really one of the right-hand men of Caesar. And so there's this ape named Koba, and he is just, you know, this really strong ape who was tortured in these research labs, right? And so he really he detests humans. And so while Caesar's trying to make peace with the humans, Koba is telling him, you cannot trust these humans. They will do everything they can to kill all of us. And he has a great point where, you know, humans really are a broken species, and we are often not trustworthy. And so, you know, it's just really, you know, you see this super complex leader with these really challenging struggles, and it's a great film. So in the end, it gets down to it, and you know, and Caesar has to put the smackdown on Koba, and they get into a fight. And of course, you know, Koba's hanging over a cliff, and Caesar is in a situation where he can kill him or he can show him mercy. And Koba says, he actually comes and says, "Ape does not kill ape," and he throws Caesar's words right back in his face to make him show mercy. But this is a Hollywood film, and I have a twisted relationship with Hollywood. I love their films, but I also understand that most of their films are going to be really strongly liberal, which I don't think I'm completely liberal. I don't really agree with all liberal principles. And then also, they're going to come from a pretty non-Christian perspective. So now, I think it's foolish for Christians and conservatives to go to Hollywood movies and whine because they're liberal and pretty non-Christian. So I try not to do that. But one of the things I thought was really interesting was they actually have Caesar kill Kobo in the end, and I thought that was it was really bad. I was hoping that he says, "You're not an ape." and he just throws him to his death, right? And I think what would have been better is that Ape does not kill, period. That's the way I would have ended it. I would have had Caesar say Ape does not kill, and then pull up Koba, and then deal with Koba's treachery again. Yeah, that's what Batman does. He never kills his villains, and it's really hard to have a hero who can't, you know, he doesn't really have killing in his box of tools, you know, and it's convenient to kill your opponents. And so I really kind of think they short-shrifted Caesar at the end there. I wasn't super hot on the ending. Regardless, this is a solid 4 out of 5 film. The only reason I don't call it a 5 out of 5 film is because of that ending. But even at that, I thoroughly enjoyed the film. It's a very compelling film. They show a lot through motion and action and consequence rather than talking, which I loved. They